But anyway, lots happened, and I get back when I was thinking about when I was living next door to R.B. Campbell and Scott and Stewart and Janine, Ray, and Janine again for the mom. Um, I really did love those guys. I mean, I had a big crush on Scott. Scott was, to me, he was everything I ever wanted. And me and Richard were hanging out together, and we kind of dated a little bit, but it just didn't seem right between us. He married his wife. He's still with her for about 30 years. I'm still part of the hood, but I'm not part of the hood. Everybody knows my story. There's no doubt that I changed my name, and I met this guy named Joe Cantillo, and I talked to him and I told him a little bit about my story, and I said, you know I'm a girl, right?" He goes, "Yeah, I figured that much." I told him my story about Diana and everything. Yeah, I do that a lot. I mean, it helps me remember the past, and there's a lot of things I forgot because they had me erase my memory because after I left Diana, I was a stumbling drunk. I was to the point where if I kept on drinking, I probably wouldn't have made it. So Dad sent me back home, and they did that, and I kind of forgot things. I forgot about Carlos and growing up with the Beatles and having McCartney before they were famous teaching me how to play the guitar and some of their wild and crazy stories, and everybody laughing at me because I was entertaining and funny and lovable. And then that time frame left, and then I got a hold of Carlos again. We're friends, but he kind of dissed me a little bit, so I kind of just, I don't know. I'm over here with Randy. I asked Carlos, I said, if I was single, would you marry me? He said, yes. I said, Carlos, you realize I'm your cousin? He said, yeah, I don't care. So it happens a lot. And don't get me wrong, I love Carlos. Carlos has part of my heart forever, along with Laura, Lori, and a few other people. They'll always be in my heart. They'll always be in my mind. And I just never want them to go away. Randy's another one. So anyway, back to Mars and Venus. So I go to this guy's trailer that I told I never date. And Mars comes up. I was sleeping. Mars is doing the catwalk. Do you like kitties? Would you hold me and love me and pet me and cuddle with me? And I got his motor going, and that was it. I was hooked. And then Venus came around, and she was my best buddy. I think Venus got eaten by an eagle. I think the bird took her up in the air and dropped her. I think that was Venus. But she might still be around. Mars might still be around too. Uh, Mars was my baby. He was always on my lap, always in my lap. Venus followed suit. Lacey was one that Randy bought that little chair that have the little red chair, so Lacey could sit by me when I was playing it on the computer. I miss the animals. I miss the people that had passed on and everything else. I didn't keep track of everybody like I should have. There's just too many people to keep track, so I didn't keep track of anybody. A few close friends in town, but that was it. My life wasn't just doable. My life was exciting. I started to talk to the computer because I knew the guy behind the screen. You know they're gonna fire me if you keep on talking to me. So I used to go out there and just stare at the screen. My friends would go, "Why were you staring at the screen like somebody would you knew the person behind it?" They figured somebody had to be behind it. It was transmitted somehow. I said, "Yeah, you're exactly right. He said they're going to fire him if I keep on talking to him. Can I say hi? You could try. He might answer you. I think he did. I think it was Richard. I don't remember. That was, God, 50 years ago. It's just so hard to go back and think about the past because the happy people, the happy times, and everything else is worth it. But the sad times are not. Jeff Harris died. Car crash. Jim Croce, my best friend when I was a kid, died. Plane crash. I knew everybody on that plane. I was supposed to be on it. I don't get it. I don't get why I always survive everything. The Saratoga Project, that was a bitch. I should have never been there. How old was I? 16? Maybe 15? I had a driver's license. I had a motorcycle license. I don't know how old you have to do to get one. Maybe it was 18. I don't know. Still too young. Raised a Christian, so I didn't believe in anything. So I go to this meeting. I get 5 years in the Saratoga Project. I did 14. And I volunteered. I should have taken a paycheck. It was $750,000 I tossed away. It got into the trust. That's where it's at. One of these days, I'm going to take my stuff and go down to the bank and meet these people. And I say, look, I want to get into at least a couple of my accounts and tell them why. Not that I want to spend the money, I just want to retire my husband. But when I sell the house, if I do, I had the other girl call me, Renty. I'm going to call her today too. She was a joy to talk to. She wants to work with me. I think she figured out something about the house. So, I don't know. It is what it is. I'll call her later on today. I got all my banking phone calls done. The $500 I don't care about. At least I know what happened to it. I'll have to call Randy and tell him if I remember what I did with the money. First thing I bought for that. So it is $700,000 or $750 I paid. And they pay me $27. That's funny. Well, anyway, Kenny's outside. I heard something. I'm going to check. I've got a lot of interesting videos coming your way. Some of the stuff is unbelievable, but what do you expect from a royal brat born in America? Do I like my royalty status? Yeah, it's family. I'm not into it. I care about them, but I'm not into that. I really do miss the kids. That hurts. That's the hardest part. Knowing that after I had my memory erased, I wasn't the same. I didn't remember all that stuff. Well, I think I'm going to go to bed and cut this short. But anyway, YouTube's going to monetize me here next couple of days. Being an extra income. The $1,400 on that guy's program, I'm thinking about it. It would be nice to be able to get monetized on that stuff to where I could sell these lean things that I could probably figure out myself. But like I said, I got too much going on. I'm gonna pop another 500 into that today. Let me take it out of my US bank. I know I'm gonna take it out of my other bank. I'm gonna call them up and tell them, yeah, I need to make another appointment out of that. That card is where I got my account from. So I paid for it. Or I could do it next month. At least I know where the money went. I'll call Randy. Go lay down. I'm getting a little bit frustrated. A little bit missing that side of my life. So my life went in sections. The first section was from birth to 5. Then the next one was from 5 to 11. No, 5 to about, 5 to 11. Then it went from 11 to 15 where it changed. And then it just changed quite a few times throughout the years. And some of it was because I was getting better in the hospital and I wasn't needing it any much. So I kind of pulled away from it. I wonder what would have happened if I would have stayed there where I would have been. Who knows? I might have even been on another planet if I would have stayed there. That was the San Diego military base where that hospital was. And yeah, my doctor's name was Lee Shetler. I really did love Leach. Leach was a good guy. You know, I don't tell anybody my name. That was after the war. Leach Hitler. What a name. Oh man, that guy was a decent guy. He'd sit there and tell me stories. The guy out here was keeping an eye on me. He did the research. He found out the guy's name was Leach Hitler. He really did. I heard about that. I was like, dude, get a job. That is his job. I would like to... Most of my friends, I don't remember them. 50, 60 years is a long time to remember people's names. If you know them, you spend some time with them. Like the Walcotts, the Bunches, the other names that were around. I'm not going to get into it because I'm tired. I'm falling asleep again. I sleep a little in the morning. I sleep a little in the afternoon. It's usually around 11, around 10 to 11 when I go to sleep. I don't care about looking at 11 anymore. I want to see it. I turn on my air fryer and cook something and watch 11 all day long. I know it's there. As far as me, you know, the difference between being a man and a woman, when you brush your teeth, everything wiggles. Yeah, it's pretty funny. It's one of my stories. I don't know. You know, life is an amazing, wonderful thing. It really is. Everything works if you let it. Like Lenny Deister told me, everything will work if you let it. He was a hypnotist. And he came up with this thing. He would, you know, read me the future. And it sounded good. Everything he told me to come true. Sometimes it's later. Sometimes it's later. You know, I started out with this story. I'm Carlos Santana's cousin, which I figured out I was. Where does it go first? We're going to start from there. Everything will... I was Carlos Santana, cousin. I married Princess Diana. Everything will work out if I let it, and I was royalty. I was thinking, what the hell does royalty mean? I'm Diana's cousin. I used to tell that to people when I'd meet him, was talking, said, what happened? He said, I had my memory erased and it kind of screwed me up a little bit. Yeah, it sounds like it. But it is what it is. I'll either sit here for an hour, ramble on, and push the button a few times on the cell phone and make a shorter video out of it. Or I'm going to go to bed and lay down and sleep. I'm going to take off my sweater. This is my favorite sweater to wear. It's this pink sweater. It's nice, warm, and cozy, and it fits. And I like wearing girl clothes better than guy clothes. I mean, you wear some neat, colorful stuff, and like people see that me when they get to meet me and get to know me, and they say, you know what, you're colorful. Well, really? Yeah, kind of. I don't know. Dixie Mills, I got her Facebook page. I sent her a nice message. Yvonne, I haven't talked to her yet, but I got her Facebook page. I'm going to send her a nice message. And the other lady, I just called. I made all my phone calls today. I'm going to talk to the bank, but I ain't going to pay that $500. I found out where it came from.